Hey everybody, it's Shaman Sister Sin, and you're listening to the Meditations and More podcast brought to you by littleshaman.org. That's me, Little Shaman. Today I wanted to talk to you about when the narcissist is not abusive. Sometimes after people have been in a devalue or discard phase for a while, they can forget that narcissists are not always cruel and horrible. If they were, they would never get anybody to stay around. For most people, the times when the narcissist is nice are what keep them hanging on. There's no one more charming and sincere than a narcissist when things are going their way. The problem is that it doesn't last. Is their good behavior sincere? That's a hard one. In a way, all of their emotions are equally sincere, which means they are also all equally insincere. Their love is as sincere as their hate, and since both are actually projections of their feelings for or about themselves, and since both change with their mood, which turns on a dime, you can draw your own conclusions about that. True love or true hate does not change just because your mood changes. Most people don't stop loving someone just because they're angry at that person. If they did, we would probably say that they didn't really love the person at all then. But if their feelings are so shallow and insincere, and if they change so much, why are there some pathological narcissists that are nice to certain people all the time? Narcissists are fragmented, shattered people walking around trying to imagine a life for themselves where that's not true. They can only bring themselves to be kind to those who do not threaten their illusion. People who don't challenge or threaten the narcissist might never see the narcissist's bad side because there's no reason they would need to. The bad guy only shows up when there's a threat to the narcissist's illusions. And just to clarify, the word illusion is being used here because a delusion is when somebody believes something is real, but an illusion is something a person has created that they know is false. Narcissists know who and what they're pretending to be is not real. It's not a delusion. That's why they get so angry at perceived challenges to their narrative and why they will treat some people nicely who can't challenge them or who don't. For example, we'll often hear about people who present as extremely narcissistic in most areas of their lives, yet they treat their young children with kindness and positive regard. This is because young children cannot expose the narcissist, challenge their authority, or dismantle the narcissist's illusions. They are no threat, and they love the narcissist unconditionally. They believe whatever the narcissist says, and they accept what the narcissist is presenting without question. When they get older, this can and often does change as children grow and assert their independence from the narcissist, but when they're young, it's not possible. Therefore, some narcissists treat them with kindness. It's often the same with coworkers or other people who are not in a position to know about the narcissist's private life. They, of course, don't necessarily love the narcissist, but they often have positive feelings for them. They can't expose them, challenge their authority, or dismantle their illusions. It's easy for narcissists to be kind and have positive feelings for people who have positive feelings for them, who don't challenge them, and who cannot expose them. They're living in a feedback loop, remember. They don't see other people, just their own selves reflected back to them. The problem is that it will not remain positive forever because the facade is thin and it's really fragile. People who enter into a more intimate relationship with the pathological narcissist, even superficially, will find themselves in a difficult situation because as they're privy to more and more of the narcissist's life, the narcissist fears exposure more and more. They feel more and more threatened. Their behavior becomes abusive because of this fear and because their illusions are being challenged, so the person's positive regard for the narcissist changes to a more and more negative opinion. And then what is reflected back to the narcissist about themselves becomes more and more damaging. The narcissist is completely oblivious to the fact that they're causing this themselves because of the way they're treating the other person and simply feel that the other person has turned on them and is now untrustworthy, malicious, and evil. They are hurt by this. They are afraid. They feel betrayed and they're angry. They become perpetually defensive and offended. They feel threatened and attacked. The list of things a narcissist can feel threatened or attacked by is very long. Essentially, everything's on it. When they fear that you have seen through them, everything you do, say, think, feel, all of it is seen as a threat because you have learned their secret. And they will do anything to keep from having to face that. They're like the Wizard of Oz, turning knobs and pushing levers to keep his terrifying, powerful facade intact and frantically screaming, "Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain." What has been seen cannot be unseen, and the narcissist knows it. This is one of the biggest reasons they discard people. The person has seen the truth. And the narcissist believes it's now only a matter of time before they'll be discarded themselves. Once you've seen the truth of what they are, they believe it's so awful, so repulsive, and so horrific that you will hate them as much as they hate themselves, and they project all their self-hatred onto you. As I've stated before in other episodes of the show, once this has happened, the relationship is essentially over. It may continue, but it has changed irrevocably. You have seen through them. You have challenged their narrative just by being an individual human being with needs, and they are never going to forgive you for it. You would think that if they're so worried about it, they would be more careful about the way they treat people so they wouldn't be seen through, but their ego demands acknowledgement. It's just not possible for them not to behave that way. It's not to say pathologically narcissistic people can never be nice again. They can and often are, especially when they want something. This is the candy trap that many people find themselves stuck in. They choose to believe this is who the narcissist really is, and to write the abusive monster or hysterical child off as an aberration of character. This is not the case. The nice one is not who they really are. And contrary to what many believe, the abusive one isn't who they really are either. There is no who they really are. Narcissists are shattered personas walking around trying to fake it in a world that is constantly endeavoring to expose them. None of the faces they show you are real. They are true nobodies with no identity, and they know it. Everything they do is an exercise in hiding that fact. I hope this clears a few things up for you. As always, I look forward to your comments, questions, and suggestions, so please keep those coming. You've been listening to the Meditations and More podcast brought to you by littleshaman.org. That's me, the Little Shaman. May the Great Spirit bless you and have a wonderful day.